Let's talk about market strategy and direction as we kick off the month of September. What's your view?
Well, I think that for the rest of the year, we're going to continue to see a theme of perhaps the U.S. economy showing more resilience than expected, and then perhaps a glimmer of hope that the Chinese economy can be right-sized a bit through a tremendous effort recently by policymakers to institute some stimulus measures to the property market and also to boost private sentiment in China.
Let's talk about this payrolls figure. What is it going to show? And do you think markets are getting it right when they're suggesting that the Fed is perhaps done hiking at this juncture?
Well, we're taking the point of view that the Fed is done hiking. It makes sense that Chair Powell continues to sound hawkish. He certainly does not want financial markets or financial conditions to loosen too much, and then that would certainly undo some of the good work that he's done. But I think that the Fed has tightened significantly. Inflation is below the policy rate, and I think that the commercial activity can continue to do well, and that disinflationary forces remain in America. So I think that we are seeing the soft landing.
So we are seeing the soft landing. What's the biggest risk to the outlook at this point, though? Clearly a lot of concerns about not just what's been happening in the Treasury market, but some of the macro data as well. At least from a US perspective, what are we seeing right now that could perhaps upend some of the market momentum through the final quarter of the year?
Well, a boost in Treasury yields certainly has added some downward pressure to U.S. stocks, and that's historically the case when higher yields will pivot capital from the equity market over to the bond market. But I'd say that the reason why we've seen yields, spike up is because that the U.S. economy continues to do quite well, and disinflationary forces are at play. Now, I think the biggest risk to the U.S. economy is that if the Fed continues to barrel down its tightening path, and I think that would certainly lead to more financial problems. But I don't think that the Fed is going to tighten more for the rest of the year.